I don't believe in censoring truth. I don't believe in provoking people until people say, hey, he deserves to be censored. I don't believe in that. I do believe in love. I believe that martial artists, true martial artists, convey this true spiritual power. I don't believe that sages or people who do magic tricks, I don't believe that poets have the same spiritual power. They're touching on an idea and it causes, it has a certain effect, but it's not the same as conveying spiritual power. It's more like worldly energy, sort of like animals and so on and so forth. It's not the same thing. Where a martial artist goes is marshaling things in the true spirit of God, in the alpha energy. The poet betas is beast scrambled. So let's get to the meat of this. Let's get to the heart of this. Okay. First of all, when we look at mental health, we look at hippies. Okay, they're priceless examples of why the opposition view is wrong. They are shallow. What they're doing has everything to do with sex. Ever heard of the term psychosexual? Okay, Freud talks about sex quite a bit. Okay, sex, mental health, and being a hippie are connected. Hippies had orgies. The foundation of Western culture was a bunch of orgies, Greeks, Roman, orgies, orgiastic festivals, orgiastic rites, Pan, Bacchus, Dionysus, orgies. Okay, these are things that people who are behaving like animals do. In fact, animos means spirit. Psyche means mind and soul together because they did not take spirituality seriously as a spiritual system, only seriously in terms of psychology. That is the foundation of Western culture. Then they were faced with this African martial art philosophy that had come into the Middle East. And through the Semites, as the story goes at least, it came into Europe. And these people's arguments was more of a martial artist argument, okay, saying that God is actually this profound martial art idea. That Jesus came to bring a sword. Angels are depicted with spears. These are not philosophers, scribes, sages who are wise men, and very rarely are they martial artists. They are known for their wisdom, okay? Plato, I believe, was a wrestler. This isn't the same as true martial arts. Striking, spar it, spirit, not wrestle it. Okay, wrestle, grapple, rappel are connected. Okay, wrestling is what rapists do. There's no serious combat application for wrestling. There's just kind of bar brawling and things that are associated with rape. When you're arguing over a woman, you get in a bar fight, you wrestle someone down or something. Okay, when a woman doesn't want to have sex with you, and you're in Greece, you chase her down and wrestle her to the ground and rape her. Okay, these are the applications for these things. When people are grappling, quite often their penises are rubbing together and it gets hard. That's why the Greeks were very gay. Okay, a lot of wrestler guys are bisexual for that reason. Look at WWF, look at the faces of the UFC fighters. It's very obvious they're influenced by the LGBT community, which has an inordinate influence on Hollywood and the media, social media sites, dating sites, etc. Okay, it's common knowledge. Whereas Tinder-based Hollywood, bunch of LGBT guys. Look at Zuckerberg. He looks like he's gay or something, and he lives in a liberal state. He lives, I believe, in Palo Alto. Okay, surrounded by the LGBT community. Okay, in their more sophisticated environment, if you will. So when we look at this thing, okay, we see clearly that it is preposterous. It is sick. It is twisted for females. For people to make this argument that the shallow person is the superior spiritual path. How can a mental health person naked in the woods with a bunch of LGBT people not be pushing a gay agenda? How could they not be shallow? How could it not be a profane and erotic desire, eros, when eros is the main form of quote-unquote love in Western society? It is sexual desire, okay? They don't start with love. That's one of the main misconceptions going on here. It is lust. They don't understand the difference between the marshaled force of morality and lust. When you don't put justice first, okay, it is lust. What you're doing is wrong. You're using the social norms from corporations that are horrible and evil, whose cultures date back to pederastry, okay, pedophilia, okay? It's wrong. There's no way around it. What they're doing is wrong. Just like when they film me and drug me and say, oh, look at the way he talks. Who fucking cares how I'm talking? I can hear someone speak broken ass English. The bar, drunk, per. No, and I say, look, he's talking about there's a drunk person at the bar or something like that. Okay, if you can't make that connection, you're a stupid fuck. Okay, you're an idiot. Don't even talk. You're an idiot. Saying that this person doesn't speak proper English? What kind of a stupid fuck are you? What kind of a dead brain, doll senses having pussy are you? Open and shut. As soon as someone takes that route, just walk away. Tune them out. They're an idiot. They're a clown. They're lower than the village fucking idiot. All right. Anyway, like I was saying, okay, so we look at the idea of the martial arts descendant. Okay, so let's wrap this up. I want to make this a short video. Okay. Obviously, they filmed me and they've messed up my presentation. But for the reason I've described before, you're a dumbass if you don't see exactly what I'm saying right now. Before I even read this. So, page 11, Fighting for Honor, Professor Obi. Mastery in either art could bring a skilled practitioner respect for his graceful execution, the admiration of potential wives, and economic advancement. Right? Who should get these things? Should Harry Potter? Should Pee Wee Herman? Should Henry Kissinger? Should George Bush? Should Donald Trump? These guys don't have a powerful moral code. They are morally inferior, and then they don't have this powerful spiritual connection to God and to the spirit realm through martial arts. No, any female that sees them as above this guy or more desirable as me is incapable of love. They're too stupid to have love, because these are the things you should love in somebody. A profound spiritual connection, the accompanying moral code, and this discipline to righteousness and the repetition of righteousness. If you don't put those things above money, above social norms, you're a social norm fanatic, and you are incapable of love without being trained by someone like me. All right. Each art provided a path of spiritual development. Ment means mind. That could take an exceptional adept to one of the highest forms of honor in Africa, the status of a transcendent hero. Okay? Transcendent, rises above, overcomes the world, overcomes social norms. Someone who was initiated into full mastery of Ngolo could become a special kind of ancestor, one who could physically manifest in the bodies of his descendants. Now, I'm in reduced form. That's part of what they're doing. They want Satan to be all you see. They believe in putting a light under a bull so they can act like Harry Potter bitches and pretend they're important. Okay, they're scum. Okay? All cultures that are accepted are evil. They do not embrace someone like me first. So those cultures were good. They would stop everything they're doing, and they would elevate me to the head of their culture. They didn't do that because they're evil. That's simple. Listen very carefully. Okay? How can he physically manifest in the bodies of the descendants? They're not talking about this guy possessing. No, they're talking about the moves you do. Say you do a punch like this or something. Because my body structure is similar to theirs. And they have passed on, this is how you fight. This is how you stab with a spear. This is how you dodge. This is the footwork. Okay? The person is living on through that martial arts system, through this person. Now, when you connect to the spirit realm, like the sun is shining on you, and you're in the same area, okay, and you're getting to the core of the sun through martial arts, okay? The core of the spirit of righteousness passed down through ancestors. You literally feel the spirit having been passed down, having been cultivated by your bloodline. You draw it into the world, you convey it to people. Summon, on. On is Ra's called center. Ra, rise, raise, Heru, A, Ra, Alpha, Ra. The Alpha chosen through his bloodline to convey the spirit of God. The spirit of the marshaling force of God through man. Okay. And in this sense, he is like a god with a little g. Similarly, the Biafran art of Umba, which is not what I do, mind you, and its cognate could serve as a tool to achieve the highest of honors. A mastery of this martial art, the mastery of the martial art de Umba, who remained true to the accompanying moral code, could become a transcendent hero. So what? This is wrestling. That's peanuts compared to what I'm talking about. The guys who wrestle, okay, may as well be going through the spirit of being rapists compared to the guy who spars it, sparring. Okay? Spar it, spirit. Spur of the moment decisions, those important decisions. Life is short. Life is like a spur of the moment thing. And if you think like a tortoise, you lose. Period. A master of the martial art, Diumba, who remained true to the accompanying moral code, could become a transcendent hero, the most honored of ancestors, who could be called upon for guidance in important matters and could reincarnate among the living while retaining a position among the dead ancestors. Neither the scientist, nor the scribe, nor the mason could claim to connect to God. So they put on a effeminate apron And instead of making a sandwich like a good, cowardly, effeminate bitch, they pretended to know better than the revelations of the divine prophets of God, who can only be martial artists if they're going to be prophets. The only way they can be prophets is that they're martial artists. None of them know better. Those pedophile supporting dogs, those Babylon system building cowards know nothing about God. All they know is snaking and being brazen serpent dogs. That's why in the language they embrace, God is dog backwards. Because to them, as dogs, no one could be greater than a dog. That's why Jesus said he did not come here for the dogs. He did not come here for the pussies that rejected his truth. The pussy-ass cowardly dog builders and their despicable offspring. In this sense, both Angola and Mba can be understood as martial arts, and more specifically as martial ways in the strict sense. Martial ways. Do you want Harry Potter's magic card bitch way? Do you want the way of presidents, masonry, corruption, rape, cult, illusion, bitch shit? Or do you want the true alpha way of God? No, the fucking Mockingbird series ninnies, the Divergent series weirdos cannot compare to the true martial arts spirit of God through the African alpha martial artist, spear down, 10 toes down. Okay, let's face it. Because your arguments are so race-based, so ethnic-based, so repugnant, okay? God said Horus represents the fertile land in the motherland. As the desert spread, they went to the fertile land. 10 toes down in the heart of Africa. I have heart. No person, no group of people from anywhere else in this world can claim to know God better than those in the fertile ground, Horus ground of the heart of Africa, the most populated place. What happens in the future doesn't matter. That's some Harry Potter bitch shit magic trick shit. Well, they're not the most populated anymore. That's some sniveling, jealous cowards argument. Some fucking coward, fucking pussy argument. Doesn't take a genius to see that I'm right. Just like it says, no one, page 137, the Western's own admittance. No one but the Pharaoh could claim to identify with the splendor of the cycle of the sun's death and rebirth. God's most brilliant symbol in the heavens. The greater light, as the Bible says. Malachi, the son of righteousness. No one but the top martial artist. Through single combat, mind you, the Narmer palette. No one but the top martial artist. In truth, not the guy who says, I'm Pharaoh now, I've cheated everybody. Not that bitch. No one but the top martial artist could truly identify with the sun's cycle of life and death, with the reproductive cycle. No one but the top martial artist could truly marshal society in the divine order. Everyone else becomes a despicable dog if they claim that anything spiritual at all. Certainly if they claim a superior spiritual path. It's like Harry Potter claiming he has the biggest dick on the planet. Okay, naturally at that. It becomes a despicable mockery. Just a fucking coward. Just a pussy. Okay? And any bitch who goes, he does have the biggest dick, I'm part of this culture, is a stupid bitch. And I'm not saying dicks make you spiritual, but I am saying when someone says something so obviously stupid, and you're like, because I'm a dumb bitch, and you breed with the idea of that stupidity, you are a snake dog piece of shit. And you're a fucking idiot if you don't understand why I'm right.